Fans were claiming that Last of Us Part 3 was quietly cancelled, but no, we got some good news on The Last of Us Part 3 quietly teased. That's right, guys, the hype is kind of real right now with the Neil Druckmann teases the early this year that the co-president of Naughty Dogs hinted that The Last of Us Part 3 is on the card. While it wasn't fully fledged announcement, yet it was enough to rekindle hopes among the fans who had been early waited for the news and the next chapter of Ellie's journey. And we got some even more crazy news about the story as well. Everybody does know how the story will be ending and will be starting because it was quietly teased even at the end of Last of Us Part 3. But we got some crazy information today, guys. The Last of Us Part 2 left fans deeply confused ending, particularly concerning Ellie's fate after the 4 years of speculation, and the prospect of the third installment has community buzzing with excitement about finally getting the answers. Many were claiming that Last of Us Part 3 won't be happening because they are bringing up some new IP. Yes, they are bringing new IP with the collaboration with Naughty Dog, but here's a good thing. Naughty Dog and Ben Studio are collaborating, but they had another job listing on The Last of Us Part 3. The recent online job listing for Naughty Dog has sparked new speculations about the game's development status and the listing of the senior gameplay animator, with the focus on creating the animation. A hint that Last of Us Part 3 might be an active development, but the role of creatures finally shows up. That's right, many leaks were showing that the uses of the term creatures in the job listing has led many of them to believe that the role could be involving working with the infected, the terrifying adversaries that define much of Last of Us gameplay. Zombies, bro, they're showing up clearly that they want someone to actually remodel new types of Mars and new types of zombies and new types of AI enemies to show up. That's right, they are looking for the job right now and listing is already open. You guys can check that out. This could suggest that the game's development is moving into the pace of where combat and enemies mechanics are being fine-tuned. That's right, it won't be something like Last of Us Part 2. Part 3 is gonna be having pretty insane enemies, bro. Or this might be the new IP we've been talking about, but the thing is, it's from Naughty Dogs, bro. They have to pull out the trigger, right? They have to bring Last of Us Part 3. The Part 2 was empty, to be honest, because with the new another character who has killed the main protagonist of Last of Us Part 1, everybody are arguing in the comments. So there, I love you guys when you're commenting over there. Thank you so much for the previous video, but I am here to bring you some good juice over here, but not just clickbait. It's gonna be a pretty interesting. Just check this out. The implication for development, that's right, the specific mention of the bold range of creatures might be indicating the sequel will introduce new types of infected or expand on the existing ones, possibly leading with the more varieties of challenging encounters in the game. And those who don't know, Last of Us Part 2 has a lot of parkour recently, so they might be bringing up some new types of variants and zombies, the way you actually fight zombies, the weak points, all these things will be added up finally, just something like a Resident Evil, we can say. So the anticipation for sooner releases, although Druckmann initially suggested that the release was not imminent, but the job listing timing has led some fans to speculate that what might be seeing The Last of Us Part 3 sooner than we expected. And that's a good news for us and the people who are waiting for Last of Us Part 2 sequel finally showing up in the Part 3. The shift of full development and the nature of job listing focusing on the corner and core gameplay elements, suggesting that Last of Us Part 3 might be having quietly transitioned from pre-production to full development. A significant milestone in the full game's journey right now. The impact on HBO series, that's right, it became a good success. HBO adaptation of Last of Us Part has undoubtedly kept the franchise in the spotlight, with the show's second season set on air in 2025. The momentum surrounding the series could possibly influence the game's development timeline. what it has to do with the series and game, bro. You kidding me? The story has to be done in the game before even it comes on the series, bro. That's how every game and series and movies roll. Even Spider-Man, everything goes like the time frame like that. The disappointment of Last of Us Online. That's right, the fans were recently disheartened by the cancellation of Last of Us Online, a multiplayer spin-off that had been a development for several years. This cancellation led to a concern about Naughty Dog's focus on the resource, because these guys have to bring a top-notch storyboard game. But you guys are putting your bet on the online? You kidding me? I did see the leaks, it was not bad. But the thing is, to be honest, let me know in the comments below if you really want Last of Us Online. And because to be honest, nah bro, just get the Last of Us Part 3, because I'm more desperate on the Last of Us Part 3. I want to know what happens to Ellie and the kid she's having, or her fate finally, whether she gets older and she dies alone or something like that. And let's see how the ending turns out to be, okay? But don't get disappointed, guys. We are getting Last of Us Part 3, because everybody knows that you can't keep an empty promise and just let it go. Nah, it is a good, successful game. They have to bring it. They're just trying to hide it from us. The silver lining. That's right. Despite the disappointment over the multiplayer game's cancellation and discoveries of the job listing offers the glimmer of hope, suggesting Naughty Dog might be redirecting its resources and talents towards the completing of Last of Us Part 3. The biggest question in everybody's mind is what happens to Ellie in Part 3. After the horrifying event of the game's second, are eagerly to see how her story will evolve and whether going into a redemption or further strategy awaits for her. Mention of these creatures on the broad range of animations also raises possibility of introducing new characters, factions, which could add depth to the complexity and which already rich narrative of Last of Us. But one thing is for sure, they are bringing up the role of AI and mechanics in this generation like any other games. The focus on creatures, animations and mechanics, which was mentioned on the job listing, the Naughty Dogs might be aiming to push the boundaries of AI-driven gameplay, making the infected more unpredicted and challenging, thus enhancing the horror elements of the game. The weight of expectations given in the critical and commercial success of Last of Us Part 2 and the third installment carries immersive expectations. Fans are hoping for a narrative that lives up the high bars set in the predecessor while offering a new gameplay involvement. While we await for the official confirmation, the recent developments suggest that The Last of Us Part 3 is moving forward. Fans can now cautiously look forward for the more news, trailers and eventually release date that will mark the next chapter of Ellie's saga. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this amazing news we got, because it's actually a good thing, because many of you guys lost hope that Last of Us Part 3 might not be showing up. Come on bro, you kidding me? Let me know in the comments below. I love you guys when you're giving a good comment and feedback, and it will be helping us and giving your message to the developers as well. Okay, like this video, hit the subscribe button. We will be covering more about Naughty Dogs and Last of Us Part 3 as well. This is a beautiful game. Hopefully it comes before even GTA 6, bro. Okay, and if you missed out my previous video about Last of Us Part 3, which was about the huge leaks and screenshots showed up, make sure to watch that video to get full information on that huge leak we got it, and Last of Us Part 3, everything we know so far. Make sure to watch that video as well to get full information. But from now onwards, we got finally a full information anyway. And I love you guys once again, and thank you for all the motivation and support you're giving us. And this is Desmond, and goodbye.